to another vlog. I'll touch up on why I didn't upload my Maidenhead video last week. So, as you know, we lost 1-0. I mean, I was so annoyed at the time, so frustrated. When I came home, I just didn't find any motivation to upload it. It was just awful. And plus I was busy the next couple of days anyway, with it being half term and things like that. So yeah, I just decided in the end not to upload it. Not that many of you would want to see that anyway, because it was awful. It was absolutely awful. But this will be the first video where I touch on the fact that we signed Jay Simpson again. That's an interesting one for you. From the MLS, he returns to the club. Made his 100th appearance last weekend against Maidenhead on his return, and he done alright on his return as well. He actually was one of the players that did alright. Was brought off after like 60-70 minutes, probably because he hasn't played football for or he's not match fit. But today is a new game, we move on, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. It's a distraction away from the league. You know, we have a real opportunity now to go and win a domestic cup in the FA Trophy. We go to the current holders, Brackley, away today, in which no means is it going to be a tough game. I think they've hit some decent form now in the National League North, and they sit fourth in the National League North, and of course they hold this current trophy, so they will want to. They're at this stage now where they can also see Wembley, and they'll also want to regain their FA Trophy that they have. So it is a big game. And it's come, I think some people say it's come at the wrong time. I think it's come at the right time. A nice distraction from the league, a good opportunity to get into a semi-finals and bring some positivity back in around the camp. So I think it's come at a good time. Edinburgh would be stupid not to play a full-strength team in a game like this, where actually is quite a lot is at stake. And I think he will play a full team. You look at the FA Trophy games, even against the likes of Beaconsfield and Blythe, there was majority of the first team players other than Bond, but I would start him today. So I am looking forward to this one. My score prediction for this game will be it's going to be tight, and by the way, if it is a draw, it does go to replay at Brisbane Road on Tuesday. I'm going to say 2-1 Orient. That's my score prediction. No means will I underestimate a team like this, because they're very capable of turning big teams over, as they did last year in their FA Trophy run. So let's get down to Brackley. It's not even that far for a team in the National League North. It's only 70 miles away from me, which ain't too bad. So yeah, let's get up to Brackley even. Up the O's.
Come boys! Oh, poor corner.
Who's that? Macking up again, isn't it? Again using it, but they don't want to keep using it though.
This is the first long throw of the game though. Kick down. Oh, that's poor. Yes, Bruno! Brilliant save. Oh, that's a foul, that's a foul, that's a foul.
Technical.
Come on to that. That's alright.
I'm making hard work this week.
Oh, well done, Judd, well done, Judd. Well done. Brilliant.
Who was that tackle?
Judd.
Oh, Judd.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh,
Go on.
Go on.
Go on. Oh, can't do too much. In the box, in the box. That's a ball. Oh, this is a bit better though. Oh, both of them.
Well done, that week. Stand back and give it back.
Go on, this is a bit better. Corner, surely. Oh, it didn't even go out.
Go on, Gorman,
Go on,
yours.
Gorman. Oh no! He's already on a yellow. 1-0 Brackley. Ling got done. Oh, he's Ling all over. Defending. 1-0 Brackley. So easy as well. What is Ling doing in the corner? And Brill made a great save. Kept us in it, otherwise it would have been 2-0. Yes. Come on. Better though. Come on! Poor ball. What the hell is that? 3 corners. None of them have gone up beyond the front post line. 1-0. And to be honest, very happy that it is only 1-0 because it could be more. We just look lack of idea. We don't look like we know what we're doing. We don't have any kind of plan or anything like that. It's just frustrating as well. Because they're not a bad side, but then we've got the quality to blow them away, and we're not showing it. That's the most frustrating thing about it. I mean, I can't even see us scoring a goal, let alone 2, because I don't want to replay on Tuesday. I still want to get this over and done with, but you know, the way it's going, I'll very much take a replay, but it's so frustrating. I just hope there's something better in the second half. I mean, I think Ling should be brought off, bring on Colson, and then put like Happy at left back or something, and take Gorman off and bring on Lee, because Gorman's on a tight rope. He's been booked, he's been warned again as well, so he's a red card waiting to happen. He's so frustrated. The second half about to start, no changes made from us, which is surprising. I probably would have, but I can understand why he hasn't made any. Come on, just got to show something in the second half. Come on, Orient. Who's going for that? Should have left that. Oh, dear me. Oh, he's gone for all of them. Well done, that's it. That's it.
Finally get the ball back. Must have someone.
Go on. No. Actually, that was a good ball, to be fair. I thought he was going to lose it. Come on, boys. Go, get going.
Go on, go down the line.
Give it to Simpson. Now, look in there. Go on, Joe.
That's it.
Oh, unlucky. Come on, boy. Tear down at the other end with a head injury. Considering he's only just come back, is pretty worrying. I'd probably take him off. Colson's getting stripped and ready to come on, so I think that will be a change. Probably that we didn't really want to make for Judd, which is strange. I'd have taken Leyton. Free kick in a good position here. We're going through and knocking up over. I don't know, it probably goes to goal here. He's got... Oh, corner! Oh, for Harrold. Good position. Smart. Soft. But it's a good run from the guy, Drew. Bond. Now, they're not happy about it. Bond's up to take it. Come on, please, Bond. Please. Oh, piss off, you prick. Come on.
Go on, Bob. There's all the tricks, don't there?
Oh, he's tapping at the back post. Great ball from Brophy and link up with Bond. Come on, boys. We can go and win that hard for play for simulation inside the box. And for me, it looked a penalty. Orient players have got mad from the reaction, so I think that tells you everything. Come on, 10 minutes left. We've got them against the ropes. Good ball in this time. Better ball. Yeah! The ball in there off. Go on, Lee. Oh, I didn't even look. Drew just had a one-on-one that he missed, and then they went up there Orient and almost scored. So I don't know how Maguire Drew missed. If you were here and you saw it, you would have known. This is not the end. Whatever we'll do, we're going to Wembley. Whatever will be. Come on. This could be the turning point. Wrexham drew, Salford lost, and Sutton lost as well.
As you can see, I'm now back from the game, and I'll talk you through what happened in the game in my own words. So, first half, I mean, it was poor. We didn't get going. We didn't get going really until 50, 60 minutes into the game. So the first half was terrible. We looked like we didn't know what we were doing. Complete lack of idea. And if, in all honesty, Brackley did obviously get the first goal. They went 1-0 up. They could have had more, and probably should have had more. Brill made a fantastic save, as I said at the time, from a corner. The bloke headed it, and he just reaction saved, put his arm out and somehow got something on it, because I think if that had gone in and it had been 2-0, I think it probably would have been game over, because the momentum they'd have had would have been massive, and then we were awful anyway. And yeah, like I said, they probably could have had more. It's so frustrating the first half, because as I was saying to people around me, like, we know what we're capable of, and we know we're capable of much better things than what we've produced recently. And I think that's the most frustrating thing, knowing that we've got so much more to offer in the tank and not showing it. And I thought at that point, I just couldn't even see us scoring one goal to earn a replay, let alone two to try and win the game there and then. And at half time, like I said, I still wanted to win the game there and then, because we've got the quality, although we didn't show it in the first half. But no one wants to, well, we don't want a replay at home on a Tuesday night when there's a massive fixtures coming up for us in terms of the league and things like that. We just didn't need a replay. So I couldn't even see us scoring one goal, let alone two. And like I say, there was no plan A, there was no plan B, there was nothing. We just hit the ball long every single time and hope that somebody would get on the end of it. It was just a hit and hope kind of a ball, and like I say, hope that someone was on the end of it, and no one really ever was. The service to Bon and Simpson was pretty much non-existent, and we kept giving the ball away a lot. It was frustrating, and Gorman as well picked up an early booking, rightly so, and then tried to commit some more cynical fouls, and was probably lucky he didn't get sent off, because he was on a tightrope for a while. But yeah, half-time 1-0. I was kind of happy that it was only 1-0 really. Second half was a little bit better at the start, but although I'd say up until sort of 60 minutes into the game, Brackley it was quite an even contest at that point, if not Brackley probably in front. But from that final third, I think we kind of pulled away a little bit from them. And I think that comes in with being a full-time team as well. Brackley are part-time, done extremely well to win that competition last year and to even get to the quarterfinals this year. So massive congrats to them for that. And that kind of came into play when you think about it. We're a full-time team, we train 5 days a week, and they're probably training once or twice a week. So that did come into play a bit. The substitutions were used very well, and they were the game changers in Harrold and Jordan Maguire-Drew. Maguire-Drew was my man of the match in the end. But yeah, Maguire-Drew was the one that really picked it up and livened the game up and drove forward. Had a lot of tenacious and skill, a few nutmegs in between, and then he did win the penalty, which I was of course thinking at that point, as every other Orient fan was, brilliant. This is a nice route back in the game. We've still got time, and with Bond's record from the spot, you were confident because he's never missed a penalty for us until that point. It's a record that I think was 8 in 8, which is an exceptional record. So I was confident, but there was delays. Their players kept mouthing off to the ref, which I understand. It was a little bit soft, the penalty, but then there was contact, and it did put Maguire-Drew stopping from running towards goal. So it probably was a penalty, although it was a little bit soft. And then Bond stepped up and he missed. So I think that at that point, I'd say most Orient fans, myself included, were thinking that this is just not going to be our day. We're not going to score now. I think a few of us said it around. And when that kind of thing happens, you normally don't go on to get anything from the game. So the fact that we did end up 10 minutes later or whatever it was, get an equaliser, lovely ball, link up play between Bon and Brophy out wide. Brophy cut in, beat defender, and was against the sidelines, and then he put the ball in at the back post, similar to Brackley's goal, and then Harrold was just there to tap it in, easy goal. And if you were at Maidenhead last week at home, then you would have known Harrold missed from about 2 yards and put it over the bar. So when it was coming to him at the back post, I was thinking, oh no, please just put it in the back of the net, and thankfully he did. But that's good resiliency, really, to show, after even missing a penalty and everything not going our way, to then get back in the game and leave some time as well. I think it was the 76th minute or something like that where we got the first goal, the equaliser, and then we put more pressure on them, which was expected, and that paid off in the end when we got a corner. As you see on my highlights that I've got on film for you, the ball came in from Maguire-Drew. The only good ball really in that, ball into the box from us in the whole game throughout the whole 90 minutes. It was the only good ball, and it came in at the back post. And Happy was there to head home, and I'm very pleased with Daniel Happy because he is a product of our youth team and another brilliant player that we've had come through the ranks. He's been exceptional in the last few weeks, filling in for the likes of Colston and Ekpateta boots, which is not easy to fill because they've been outstanding, and he's brilliant. And I'm pleased for him that he's got his goal, because there's some people that do still slag him off, even though he's still young and he's a really good talent. And I'm just pleased for him to get his first senior goal as well. The goal that puts us into the semi-finals of a domestic cup competition as well is fantastic. So I think we showed great resilience to bounce back from even missing a penalty. Still with not exact. I mean, there was time. There was probably over like half an hour, 20 minutes to go. But I mean, things weren't going our way. We've missed a penalty, and then we still managed to find 2 goals when we didn't look like getting one. And we've ended up progressing through against the reigning champions, which is a big result. And like I said to my dad, I think this game has come at the right time. A lot of people said it didn't, but if we, I said, won to the game today, then that is a big lift, because it's not only the winning mentality back, it's also the fact that we're in a domestic cup semi-finals, and that's a big boost in itself. You look at it, we're Leyton Orient. Teams like us aren't going to be winning the FA Cup or the League Cup. This is our version of it. The FA trophies and the Paint Trophy when we're in the Football League, and those kind of cups are the only domestic cups that we've really got a chance of winning. And the fact that we were in the quarterfinals should mean that we're that close that you want to go and win it. And luckily, we ended up going through into the semi-finals. So I really do want to win the FA Trophy, because it is a piece of silverware, and the trophy and the domestic cup that is important to a club like us, because, like I say, you aren't going to win the FA Cup or a League Cup at a club like Orient. So it is important, and I'm glad we are, and we have gone through. And it's good character from the team, and also I'm quite happy the way we've done it, because I know we were 1-0 down playing poorly, but that feeling of coming from behind to win a game is important going forward. So yeah, that's a good one to win, and good to be into the semi-final. So let's see who we get. I mean, Harrold, I know, are the only team, them and Telford that are through, and Maidstone and Stockport drew. So there's dangerous teams left in it throughout this FA Trophy now. We're in the semi-final, so of course there will be. Wrexham drew in the league. They got a last-minute goal in the 93rd minute away to Gateshead to earn them a point. Salford lost 2-0 to Eastleigh, and Sutton also lost 1-0. So that's results kind of going our way, really, when you think about it like that. Solihull were dumped out of the FA Trophy as well by Telford. So that's one less team to worry about in this competition. So if you look at it now, we've got 2 games in hand over Wrexham, and we are 5 points behind. So and we've got to play them, and we've got to play Solihull. So it is kind of in our hands. This has been a long outro. I know it's been 10 minutes or so, and I know if I pause a little bit, like 30 seconds ago, that's because my sister walked in. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you away next week in a massive game for us against Havant and Waterlooville. Up the O's.